Hello, my name is Alicia Wilfert, and I am a life coach and a watercolor artist and teacher, among other things. Today, I wanted to share a little bit with you about watercolor and what you could be painting, and how you really don't need to have any experience knowing how to draw. I teach a class in July that I would love to invite you to join. But first, I want to share some of the really fun things that you can do with watercolor. You don't have to have any drawing skills, although if you have them, that's great. Drawing, like anything, is a skill that you can cultivate. Painting, like anything, is a skill that you can cultivate. If it's something that you want to spend a little bit of time each week doing, a little bit over time adds up and becomes a lot, and you will start seeing really fun things develop over time. And like I said, you do not have to know how to draw. When I teach this, you will get the reference photo in advance and you'll have an opportunity. I'll show you how that you can trace a reference photo so that you can get right down to learning the techniques of watercolor, which I think is a really powerful thing to begin with. That way, you're only working on learning one skill at a time. Now, if you want to spend a little more time cultivating your drawing skills and draw it freehand before class, you can, of course, go ahead and do that as well. It doesn't take a lot to get started with watercolor, which is another thing that makes this medium so accessible. So, what you need paints and a paintbrush to start. I love this set. It's Artistro is what it's called. It is a Artistro travel set. It's normally less than $20 on Amazon. And what I love about it is it has 48 colors. So you've got lots of different blues and greens and pinks and purples and yellows. So you can see this beautiful set right here. And this set actually comes with a paintbrush it's about around 6, and a smaller tipped paintbrush and a pen, which makes this set almost everything that you need. However, personally, I have a favorite watercolor brush. Now, I spent 2 years watercoloring with just a Princeton Heritage Series round 6. So this is just a round 6. When it gets wet here, it makes a pretty nice fine tip. So you can see that makes a nice tip that you can use. But if you want to make sure you have all the tools available to you, a round 2, a very small brush, is useful for detail. And if you want to cover a lot of space at one time, this is around 16. So a 12 or a 16 helps you cover a lot of surface area at once. Now, another thing that's really important is having a tray. This is a butcher tray that I got on Amazon. Sometimes they'll run a special on these. They run anywhere from, I think I got this for $6.99 on special, but I think they're about $20 otherwise. So a tray, and you know what? You don't even have to invest in a tray if you don't want to. You can go ahead and just use a clear ceramic plate. That works great as well. And then the next thing that you need is just a glass of water. I have a cute little thing, but I often use mason jars. And then the thing that you do not want to skimp on is paper. You could be the best watercolor artist in the world, but if you use cheap paper, the pigments and the water won't create the magic that you're looking for in a watercolor piece. So if you're going to invest in spending a little extra money on anything, you're going to want to purchase Arches. Now, for a watercolor class, especially when learning, I want you to have the cold pressed. So it's this green cover. Green signifies the cold press. Arches, it's 140-pound cold press paper. This is what you want to get. I will link to it below. But these are all of the tools that you need. And Once you have these paints and the paintbrush and the palette, you will have those forever. I have one of these trays. This is a newer tray, but the one that I have been using it for 3 years. And I actually just recently popped out this yellow right here and replaced it into the tray that I've been using. But that took 3 years for me to use up that square, and I paint almost every day. So if that gives you an idea of just how far you can stretch these particular art supplies. And my paintbrushes, I take care of them, and I've had the same paintbrushes since I began. It's probably been about 4 or 5 years now of using the same paintbrushes. So this gives you a little bit of insight into what you need. I hope that you will join us for the July Thursday night class, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be on Zoom. I will have this nice little video set up so that you'll see what I'm painting while we're painting it on Zoom. The videos will be recorded, so if you have to miss a session, you will be able to go back and rewatch them. Or if you just want to try the class again, you'll be able to go back and rewatch and see what I'm doing over that time. Come and join us. Spend 4 weeks painting with me in July. We will be painting an object, a botanical, something botanical, either an insect or an animal, as well as a landscape. And the reason why I picked these 4 things is because each of those things give you the possibility within the 4 weeks of experimenting with a lot of different techniques. So you'll come out of those 4 weeks with a really robust understanding of watercolor. And then it's up to you to practice. If those classes go well, we'll do it again in August, but it's up to you. So come and join us. I would love to spend July watercoloring with you. Thank you.